Okay, Hunter, 5 minutes to go, 5 minutes left.
Welcome everybody to this week of Wednesday Night Dash. My name is Hunter Hughes. I will be broadcasting today. Today we have the Music City 70 presented by Stadium Scene TV here at Nashville Super Speedway in Lebanon, Tennessee. Let's take a quick look at the track stats today. The track opened in 2001. It is 1.33 miles in length. It has a 14 degrees in the turns, 7 degrees on the front stretch, and 3 degrees on the back stretch. Today's rules: 10-minute practice, 2-lap qualification, 70 laps, with a competition caution at lap 30. Quick notable: Turn 4 is extremely tricky, and it is very loose to coming out of the tri-oval, and this is the very first time our league has gone to Nashville Super Speedway. Let's take a quick look at the points and how they shake up from last week. Dalton Wicker stealing the show and getting the win last week puts him third, which is closing that gap even farther. Tyler Vickery still sits on the top of the board right now at 138. Then Colton Garner at 123. Then Dalton Wicker at 75. Kian McAravey at 71. Brian McKinney at 68. Caden McAravey at 63. Eric Richardson at 46. Ian Miller at 42. Jesse Fox at 30. Justin Neves at 25. Andrew Hewitt at 23. Scott McHarris at 15. DJ Fluck at 12. Mark Vickers at 10. And Eric Blum at 2. Rounding out the field. Now today we are at Nashville, but next week we're going to take the week off as we close out the month of September. It's been an exciting one, that's for sure. Then coming back on October 11th, we're coming to Homestead, Miami, and then the next week will be Phoenix Raceway. I can't believe this season is already almost over. It's been one heck of an interesting season, that's for sure. Now, real quick, the drivers are about to finish practice, as they've got about 10 seconds left in practice, and we see Dalton Wicker once again atop the charts, setting a 30.974 in practice, with Colton Gardner right behind, then Tyler Vickery, then Ian Miller, Brian McKinney, Eric Richardson, Andrew Hewitt, and DJ Fluck. Only 8 drivers tonight, which is a little interesting, but nothing too crazy. Apologies for that. As they head into qualifying now. 1 second. I need to do some stuff real quick. As we are, I resetted all of my race lab stuff, so I have to change all that real quick. Okay. We got a couple people in our Discord, but let's take a look and see who's currently out on the track. We got Tyler Vickery out on the track right now. Let's see what kind of times he can get. Oh, Andrew Hewitt right now, sitting on the top spot. Let me just refresh the paints real quick, just to make sure that everybody's paint is downloaded properly. Looks like everybody is... Oh, Dalton Wicker running a new paint scheme this week. The Manello? I think that's how you say that. It's a nice green. I really like that shade of green. It's not something we see too often run on race cars, but it's a really, really nice shade of green. And it works well. It works out real well. Dalton Wicker sets the fastest lap. Now we actually only have 6 drivers tonight. A little lower than normal, but it's all right. 7 drivers. Sorry. There's DJ Fluck. It's coming in there. Let's quickly see. We got about a minute and a half left. Let's see if we can draw in Eric. Eric, it's Hunter in the booth. You got a copy? Eric, it's Hunter in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you there. How's it going?
It's going good. It looks like you're sitting P3 right now. Right now, only Tyler Vickery is the only driver still out on the racetrack. But right now, you're sitting P3. You feel pretty confident tonight?
Not really sure, to be honest. I haven't gotten nearly as much time on track as I'd hoped, but, it's an oval. We'll see how it goes.
All right. Well, I wish you the best of luck tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Tyler Vickery rolled off P5 there. Let's drag him in here real quick. Tyler, it's Hunter in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, I do.
All right, you looks like you're rolling off P6 tonight. Probably not as good as you would have hoped, but it's still long. It's a long race, so you think you can improve on that?
Yeah, just been doing a lot of like math calculations in my head, trying to figure out stuff because with everything with Dalton and just these cars not liking me right now. Um, yeah, it's just more gonna see what I can do with this car, see if I'm better at long run, and been just crunching numbers, trying to figure out how many points I need to try to keep Dalton locked out, and then also trying to keep my gap on Colton. So this race is going to be interesting. I mean, we still got Homestead and Phoenix, which I like, but at the same time, with the way this tire model is, I'm worried about Phoenix. But just taking it
Haven't had
easy
a
right
black
now for this
flag
one
exiting the
for
pits in a
Nashville.
while.
So
How is
it's a track I like. It's a very
that?
technical track, even though it's a lot. It's real big, but things can happen.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Well, good luck tonight.
Absolutely, I'm definitely gonna need it because I need to try to hang on to this points as much as I can.
All right. Okay. Oh no, did Ian? Oh, Ian Miller's still there, but Ian Miller is currently typing in our Discord, and my. Oops, you guys can see that. My my race lab thing keeps resetting itself. Why is that happening? I don't know why this is. Oh no, there it goes. Okay, it's all good.
That's not good.
It's
That-
just
Yeah,
being
not sure what's
weird right now.
going on. Ian said something in driver chat also. Bad timing for that to happen.
Looks like some people are having freezing issues. Huh.
No kidding.
Just gonna be another learning curve, I guess, for tonight. But drivers are rolling off now. Your official starting lineup for tonight. You got Dalton Wicker, which is currently lagged out. Dalton Wicker has not taken the grid, as well as Ian Miller has not taken the grid. So, gonna be an interesting start.
70 laps, and then we take the caution, stage break, and then
Yeah, we'll just mute that down real quick. So, it's gonna be Eric Richardson as your control car. We're having some issues, but Eric Richardson's, they got the pace car is away. And green flag is out. Green flag is out. Eric Richardson gets a really, really good jump on the field there. As Colton Gardner and company fighting back. Gonna have to see which camera views are gonna work best tonight. Didn't really get a chance to practice that, but hey, we're rolling with the changes. Colton Gardner trying to make a move on the 13 car of Eric Richardson, but as they come off turn 4, it looks like Eric Richardson's gonna lead lap 1. As Brian McKinney and Tyler Vickery are having a bit of a battle there for P3 and P4. Tyler Vickery rolling up a bit wide, is going to take a peek to the outside of the 40 car of Colton Gardner. They all roll in single file. Eric Richardson still holding the point. Eric Richardson's blinking out quite a bit. But unfortunate for Dalton Wicker, not really sure what's going on, but Dalton Wicker set the pole, but is unable to contest for the win tonight. I don't know if he's going to get back rolling, but it looks like it's going to be a P7 for Dalton Wicker and a P8 for Ian Miller. We got some side-by-side battling back there between Brian McKinney and Andrew Hewitt as they get it sorted out. Brian McKinney looking pretty fast early. He's starting to claw that gap away to the 24 of Tyler Vickery, but we're all able to keep it single file. Looking up front, Colton Gardner starting to put the pressure on the 13 of Eric Richardson. Eric Richardson rolls up tight, and that's going to put the 40 side by side for the lead here. Colton Gardner is going to dive down low. Is he going to be able to roll the bottom? It doesn't look like it. It looks like the bottom line is not the way to go, and that's going to open the door for the 24 of Tyler Vickery. Tyler Vickery looking to the outside of the 40. Remember, Tyler Vickery started in 6th and is already up to 2nd place. Side by side for 2nd as Tyler Vickery gets clear. And that's going to kind of open up the door for Brian McKinney, but just by a bit. Eric Richardson still continuing to blink out. As we're seeing, the high line is definitely the way to go. Tyler Vickery looking to the inside of Eric Richardson now. They're fighting side by side. Eric continuing to blink. But it's going to open up the door for the 40. Now the 40 of Colton Gardner. Looking to the inside. 40 is going to get clear. And now Brian McKinney in that 8 car is going to look to do the same thing. Right now, those drivers are just trying to get past the 13 so they don't have to deal with the blinking car. That's like the hardest part of iRacing, is having to deal with the blinking race car, is trying to race around a blinking race car. Andrew Hewitt makes a pretty good crossover dive move to the inside of the 8, but doesn't make it stick. Eric Richardson rolls way, way tight. Eric Richardson seems to be having a handful right now. Aside from the blinking, he seems to be kind of having an issue with just the driving as well. As Brian McKinney now gets clear, he sets his sights on Colton Gardner. Andrew Hewitt to the outside of the 13 car. That outside is working strong. And Andrew Hewitt's going to get clear of Eric Richardson. Now is DJ Fluck going to be able to get a piece of this pie? Everybody's running still really, really close. Looking back up front, Tyler Vickery's got a pretty good sized gap on 2nd place Colton Gardner. Both drivers doing a good solid job still in that championship hunt. I know Colton Gardner would like to get himself in front of Tyler Vickery because a win tonight would surge him in the lead of the championship points. The championship battle between these two is within 10 points, I'd say 10 or 12 points. They're really, really close right now. So a 1st place or a 2nd place for either of these drivers would boost them pretty strongly. We got a battle between Brian McKinney and Andrew Hewitt. These kind of 4 cars right here, McKinney, Hewitt, Richardson, and Fluck, are still within all a second of each other. Andrew Hewitt looks fast at the moment. He's going to look to the inside of the 8 car. He's going to hold his nose there. Is he going to be able to make it work? as they come off of turn 4. They cross the line. Andrew Hewitt still at his quarter panel by just a hair. I think Andrew Hewitt's going to have to use that outside lane. Oh, Andrew Hewitt gets loose and is able to save it. What a save. These drivers are using up their tires really, really early. We're only 14 laps into this thing. And we're seeing tires being eaten alive. See if Andrew Hewitt can rebound from that little loose spin. He's going to look to the inside of Eric Richardson. And he's going to get past him pretty easily. Right now, Andrew Hewitt is considerably faster than Brian McKinney in the 8 car and Eric Richardson in that 13 car. But Eric Richardson's going to look low. Isn't going to be able to get his nose in there. The gap between our leader and Colton Garner is shrinking by just a bit. Let's take a ride, just maybe for a lap or so, of the inside of Colton Garner's number 40 machine. Colton Garner is actually doing a really good job of paying attention to the leader, Tyler Vickery, as the gap is now only about 0.3 of a second. Colton Garner is doing a really good job of rolling through the corners. That's allowing him to gain a lot of time through the turns. But it seems like Tyler Vickery has the better straightaway speed. Now they're only within about 0.2 of each other. Ugh. Gotta remember, our competition yellow is in 10 laps. So we'll see if Colton Garner can make up that time and get past him to be leading at the stage break. Colton Garner now is right on the back bumper of Tyler Vickery as they cross the line for lap 22. The way that each of these drivers are driving it in to the corner. Colton Garner trying a bit of a higher line now, rolling about that third lane. Didn't really seem to work out that well. Gap opens up just a bit. real quick, let's take you on a Turn It Up presented by Stadium Scene TV. Alright. Now there's only about 4 laps to go to the end of the stage, and the gap has opened up to about 0.4 of a second between the leader Tyler Vickery and second place Colton Gardner. These drivers have just kind of stalled out now. But Tyler Vickery doing a great job of keeping off the charging Colton Gardner. Led every single lap so far. And we'll see if that changes when they get to the pit cycle. Which, by the way, is only in about maybe 3 laps. Yeah, that gap has opened up to about 0.5 second as they cross the line. For one more time in this first half, all Tyler Vickery has to do is just hit his marks, and he will earn that 1 bonus point for leading at the halfway mark. All right. The yellow flag should be out at any time. There is. Okay. Everybody get ready. It's now time for the best part of these races, the pit stop cycle. It's always a fun time because you never know if there's going to be differing strategies. You never know if someone's going to slide through their pit box, someone's going to roll way through their pit box. You never know what's going to happen. Let's go out to the far cam, or maybe we can go to the blimp cam. We'll just have to see right now as all of the other drivers are catching up. All right. All right. Tyler Vickery leads them onto pit road. As we see them all back there. All 6 drivers with Eric Richardson blinking out a bit. Oh, the 22 slides through his pit box. But I don't think it's going to be too much of an issue. The battle is going to be between the 24 and the 40. The 24 is off. Oh, and he's going to get it no problem. Colton Garner rolls off third. Andrew Hewitt rolls off fifth. DJ Fluck rolls off sixth. But Eric Richardson actually gets in front of Brian McKinney. So move Eric Richardson up to that 3rd place spot. Good for him. He played his cards right. As I catch back up to the line. Up to the pace car. They roll off Tyler Vickery first, Colton Gardner second, Eric Richardson third, Brian McKinney fourth, Andrew Hewitt fifth, and DJ Fluck rounding out the back of the field. And not to mention Ian Miller in 7th and Dalton Wicker in 8th, who unfortunately may have had some internet issues and they were not able to start tonight. But that's just what happens when you are racing internet cars. But here we go. As they come down the backstretch, they're 2 by 2. The pace car is getting ready to pull away. The pace car pulls away. They're under the control of Mr. Tyler Vickery. He's really waiting for it. He's waiting for it. And green flag is back out. Oh, Colton Gardner gets kind of a bad start. And Brian McKinney actually almost ran into the back of him. That's going to allow Tyler Vickery to kind of scoot ahead to a pretty good-sized lead. But the battle's on. DJ Fluck making moves to the outside of the 22 of Andrew Hewitt. Andrew Hewitt looking underneath of the 13 of Eric Richardson. Not able to get in a position to make an overtake just yet. He's gonna dip down. DJ Fluck looks like he scraped the wall, but hold on, we have a battle happening for the lead. Colton Gardner looking underneath at Tyler Vickery. Right now isn't going to be able to make it work, but is he going to get a good run as he exits the corner as they cross the line? The gap is with only about 5.15, 16, and 17. Oh, I hear someone in the Eric Richardson gets into the wall. Let's quickly take a look and see what happened to him. It looks like Andrew Hewitt was underneath. Oh, it was just a blinking incident. Eric Richardson blinked, and Andrew Hewitt was where that blinking car was. And unfortunately, Eric Richardson bit the dust. Taking a look back up front. Oh, Colton Gardner's in the lead. Sorry, let's actually go back and see how Colton get that lead. I want to watch that battle. This is just a replay. Colton Garner dives to the inside. Is able to get side by side as they exit, which is really, really good. They're still side by side as they cross the line. And at this point, Colton Garner is scot-free. He's going to stay clear of Tyler Vickery. Quickly zoom back up to current right now live. And Colton Garner's got a good gap, about 0.4 of a second now on Tyler Vickery. Andrew Hewitt's trying to make a move. Making a move on Brian McKinney, and he's going to kind of pull off a bit of a slide job, and he's going to get clear, but then Brian McKinney's going to come back with the crossover, and Andrew Hewitt's going to get into the wall. That was a good move by Andrew, but Brian McKinney had the crossover on lock. Taking a look up front once again. That gap is kind of staying maintained right now between Tyler Vickery and Colton Garner. Tyler Vickery actually setting faster lap times at the moment than Colton Garner. The gap is within about 0.2 of a second now. Tyler Vickery, what he tries to do. Tyler Vickery is going to choose the high line. He's going to roll that second lane. Dive a bit low. Vickery gets a massive launch going down the backstretch. He's going to stay way up high. That time back, both drivers set nearly identical laps. Tyler Vickery was faster by 0.001, but Tyler Vickery is right to the bumper now of Colton Garner. As he's making that middle lane work. He's gonna show his nose on that outside line. Is it gonna be enough? Colton Garner not really taking a defensive line, but I think that's kind of smart. Colton Garner is just running his usual line, and that's making Tyler Vickery having to pass like a brick wall almost. A really wide wall. As Tyler Vickery gets actually a really good exit as they come across the line. Isn't able to get side by side with him. I think if Tyler Vickery is able to get side by side in one of these couple next corners, then they're gonna get. Then Tyler Vickery will be able to just easily soar past the 40 car, but the 24 unable to get side by side. Colton Garner is doing a bit of mirror driving. Battling hard. There's also a pretty gnarly battle happening behind them with Brian McKinney and Andrew Hewitt. There he goes. Tyler Vickery is side by side with Colton Garner as they cross the line. That's exactly the move that Tyler Vickery was looking for. He's going to roll the outside as they come through turn 1. They go through turn 2. Tyler Vickery is going to have a massive run going down the backstretch. They are dead even as I go and enter turn 3. Colton Gardner's going to send it on the bottom. Tyler Vickery's going to answer on the top as Tyler Vickery gets a hair loose. And this battling has allowed Brian McKinney and Andrew Hewitt to catch up to the two of them. Brian McKinney only 2/10 back from this battle. The pressure is definitely on for our two leaders. Tyler Vickery looking outside once again with Brian McKinney and Andrew Hewitt in tow. They're on each other's bumper as Brian McKinney is now looking to the outside of the 24. Hold up, we just got, the bumper to the back of the 8. Andrew Hewitt using a bit of the bumper on that 8 car. But now they're side by side. They're 2x2 from first to fourth. Andrew Hewitt slides up a bit, is going to get a bit loose, corrects himself, and that's going to allow Brian McKinney to get back underneath of the 22 car. But that 24 is dead even as they enter turn 1. As they come off of turn 2, who's going to have the better run? Dead even. The 40 of Colton Gardner still has the edge by just a hair, but I think Tyler Vickery might be able to get it done in the next lap or so. Tyler Vickery is going to get a good run going down the backstretch, but so does that 40 car. But I think that might be all she wrote for Colton Gardner right now. Andrew Hewitt has gotten past that 8 car Brian McKinney. And Colton Gardner is going to clear himself of the 40 and moved Tyler Vickery back to the top spot. Tyler Vickery is actually going to roll tight. He's going to get a bit tight as he exits turn 2, and that's going to allow the 40 car of Colton Gardner to get back to the inside. Colton Gardner's going to send it. Colton Gardner's starting to bleed a bit, blink a bit as they come across the line. Colton Gardner's back up in the front. This is some really good racing between these two. And Brian McKinney, as Andrew Hewitt licks the wall, Brian McKinney is going to get back to that 3rd place spot. But Tyler Vickery is not done yet. There's only 18 laps to go here tonight. Colton Gardner now clear, but not comfortable. Definitely not comfortable. I think Colton Gardner should start taking a defensive line. It doesn't seem to be just yet. Colton Gardner starting to drive away by just a hair. Now 3/10 between Colton Gardner and Tyler Vickery. Major championship implications in this battle right here. Real quick, let's take a look at the point standings. Right now, Tyler Vickery is sitting at 138 and Colton Gardner at 123. A win for Colton Gardner would vault him into the lead for, I think, where I think for the first time since the start, since week 2, Colton Garner will be back in the lead of the championship standings. And he is not in our Discord tonight, so hopefully he'll join the Discord if he does. Because I don't think a podium and is anything less, but right now he's not in our Discord, and he will join so we can get an interview. But Tyler Vickery is not done quite yet. There's 13 laps to go, and that gap is slowly starting to come down. Tyler Vickery just ran a 10th quicker lap that last time by. So Colton Garner is not in the safe zone. Got 11 laps to go. 12 to go. Take a look from the inside of that 24 machine and take a look at how he's driving, what he's doing. Only 9 laps to go here. Been a bit of an exciting race tonight. It moves by pretty quickly, that's for sure. That gap is now almost a full second between first place and second place. They go down the backstretch. Quick, let's take a look through the field and see how everybody's going as we're winding this race down. We got Colton Garner, of course, sitting in the lead. We got Tyler Vickery running P2. Good, strong run for him. Brian McKinney running P3. We have Andrew Hewitt running P4, which this guy might have made the most aggressive moves all night, but we love to see it. Then we got DJ Fluck running P5. Really good, really strong run for him. Then Eric Richardson coming up the rear in P6. Still having bleaking problems, but unfortunate for him. Hopefully he gets that figured out soon. And of course, Dalton Wicker and Ian Miller are kind of swapping positions. Even though both of them didn't start this race. Once again, that's really unfortunate for them. I know Dalton Wicker would have been putting in the work. Maybe Dalton Wicker would be the one leading by almost a second and a half as we come close to ending this thing. But things happen, and I'm sure whatever the issue is, he'll get it figured out by the next time we come back out here. That's actually going to be interesting for the points because, real quick, let's examine the points real quick. Kian McAravey hasn't made a start in a good amount of races. So he's kind of locked at 71 points. Brian McKinney is going to get a podium tonight, most likely. That's going to shoot him to 4th, maybe even knocking on the door for that final podium spot in the championship standings. So Brian McKinney might be a sneaky podium pick. Then Andrew Hewitt is right there in 11th, but getting a good, strong 4th place finish tonight is going to vault him up the standings. As well as DJ Fluck and Eric Richardson, both having strong runs tonight. But we're about to take the white flag. Colton Garner's going into turn 3. And the white flag presented by Stadium Scene TV is out. Final lap here at Nashville. Colton Garner doing a great job. Played the strategy perfect. Was able to work around Tyler Vickery, who was the dominant car all day. Maybe Tyler Vickery burnt his stuff up. But Colton Garner is going to come home a winner tonight. Colton wins at Nashville. Tyler Vickery brings it home P2. Brian McKinney brings it home P3. Andrew Hewitt P4. DJ Fluck P5. And Eric Richardson P6. Good, strong runs by everybody. And it doesn't look like that Colton Garner is going to join the Discord just yet. But we'll see. Oh, there he is. 1 second, let me bring in a couple other drivers. All right, first in the booth we have Andrew Hewitt. Andrew, you did a fantastic job tonight. You might have been the most aggressive car on the racetrack. You definitely put on a show tonight. How was your night?
Well, it was good at first, but that tire degradation really was something I was not prepared for. So it was tough out there, especially on the ends of the stints. Yeah, I do feel a little bit bad about that contact with Eric. I got to go back and look at that and see what happened there. But overall, I mean, I think that's my best race for the season. It was certainly aggressive enough, maybe a little overly, but I won't complain too much.
Yeah, we definitely love to see it. And that contact with Eric, that definitely wasn't your fault. Eric was blinking and he blinked right into your car and he just like cleared himself off your nose, but luckily you didn't get damaged from that. Yeah, and you were able to walk home scot-free. But yeah, that definitely was not your fault at all.
Well, that's good to know, cause yeah, I wasn't sure there for a little bit. I was in that corner, and then all of a sudden it was the times for contact, and I was like, oh no. But yeah, overall, pretty good race. Wouldn't be happy with that. It's good progress.
Yeah, I don't know if it looked different on your end, but from my end, Eric blinked out and then came back in, and he was right in front of your car, and then you guys just made a little bit of contact, but that was all. But hey, getting a 5th place today, kind of vaults you up in the points a bit. I know you were kind of sitting back there in the points, but definitely a strong run tonight will boost you a good couple of places in the point standings.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I'm very happy about that.
Yep. All right. Well, that's all I have for you tonight. You have a good rest of your night.
Yep, you too.
All right, coming home P2 tonight is Tyler Vickery. May have had one of the most dominant cars in the first half, definitely, but in the second half had a good battle with Colton Garner. Tyler, tell me about your night.
I don't know. Just one of those nights again. Just getting more and more frustrated with this car. Seems like cars does one thing in the one half, and then all of a sudden it decides to play devil's advocate on the second half on me for some, I don't know, for some reason. Because running that last half same way I ran the first half, just saving tires. Like my tire wear was way more even this time around, so I don't know. It just kind of, yeah, I'm just been really annoyed with these cars. Become night and day difference than a few seasons ago, so I'm trying to figure out what in the world I'm doing wrong, and no matter what I'm doing, it's still the same thing, so it's a losing battle at this point.
Yeah, well, you still managed a P2 tonight, which I think it's going to bring the point standings even closer. So it's going to be definitely really interesting going into Homestead in 2 weeks.
Yeah, and I just needed to lead at least another lap, so yeah, like another 2 laps apparently. So yeah, that's gonna hurt even more for this race. So I just got to figure out something because I don't know. iRacing's been kind of like really annoying me with these cars. I don't know what. I don't know if it's just something they've done, but it's not the same. It's definitely not the same. I'm like honestly trying to figure out what I mean. Seeing with everything that happened to Dalton, I know it's sucked for him, and it pretty much knocked it down to a 2-man race because the way I was looking at it, that it was going to be the way I was expecting it was Dalton to probably run away with it. I mean, Colton was there the whole time too, but yeah, it was one of those things where I kind of had in the back of my head that Dalton wins out the entire season, and I just need to get a few seconds and maybe try to stay ahead of Colton. So yeah, this race wasn't the kind of race I needed, but I don't know. It's kind of scaring me now for Phoenix because if Phoenix was how it was last season in the next gens, I already can see me losing the championship at Phoenix, and it's going to be one of those nights that I'm not going to be happy with.
All right, well, we'll definitely be ready for that in the next coming weeks. But that is all I have for you tonight. You have a good rest of your night.
Yep. Thank you, Hunter.
All right, and our winner tonight is Mr. Colton Gardner. You played everything right. To be honest, I didn't know if you had it in the first half, but you definitely turned up the heat in the second half. Tell me about your night.
It was a good night. Just tried to play strategy the best we could. I knew Tyler was gonna be a um very hard opponent tonight, and as he always is, he's great to race against. But big thing was just trying to save the tires while staying up front, try and keep good pace. Um, and once the tires they felt like they started to come in there in the second half, it just seemed pretty good. It didn't it wasn't as loose as it was in the first half. First half when the tires started to wear out, they uh got a little loose there at the end of the first run, but everything seemed to come together there at the end.
Yeah, you had an amazing battle between you and the 24 Tyler Vickery. It was almost 10 or 12 or 15 laps of you guys being side by side. Like one person would dive to the inside, then you would dive to the inside, then it would just back and forth and back and forth. That's what we love to see. And you ended up on top And you're also going to vault yourself to the lead of the championship standings. So how confident are you going into Homestead in a couple of weeks?
I'm gonna need to get in some practice. I've had a few runs there. I'm not the most confident at that track. But as long as I get some practice in, I get a good feeling in the car. I believe it'll do good. It's going to be a lot of fun. I love Homestead in real life. It's a really good racetrack. It's just a little different on here, I feel, and the ARCA car, I feel like it's going to drive a lot different than any other car that races there now. But it's going to be a fun race, and I hope it ends up pretty good.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a fun one. And it's kind of sucks that Dalton Wicker had issues tonight. Honestly, as well as Ian Miller, because both Dalton and Ian were really fast in practice. And if Dalton would have ran the whole race, do you think he would have been a threat tonight?
Oh yeah, most definitely. He would have been a major piece of this race. It would have been pretty hard to see what he can do after what he did at Chicagoland last week. It would have been kind of scary. Um, but it's unfortunate for him, and I hope to see him back next week. I really feel like he would have gave Tyler and I both a good run for our money tonight if he wouldn't have lagged out there tonight. So hopefully he's back next week and we can get everything rolling and put on a good show for everybody.
Yes, definitely. All right. Well, that's all I have for you, Colton, tonight. Enjoy your win, and you have a good night.
Yeah, real quick, I wanted to thank my sponsors, French Broad Fire and Rescue, um, Dubby, Castle Garin Creations, Jiffy Lube, everybody that makes it go and we do good. And I want to shout out one of my buddies tonight that helped me out. He was up watching and spotting for me tonight, Ryan Honeycutt. He's a big part of this tonight, giving me good information where everybody was at, and I hope to keep this little run going. It's been pretty good. I've not finished worse than fifth all season, which was at a road course, so hopefully everything plays out. You have a good night.
Thank you. You too. All right. Well, that is all I have for you guys tonight. Don't forget we have another week off, but our last week off, we're entering the final 2 races of the season. It is more exciting than ever. The championship battle is super close. And if Dalton Wicker gets a good finish at Homestead and at Phoenix, he might be a threat for the championship title as well. But don't forget, same time, same place, October 11th, October 18th. My name is Hunter, and I will see you guys in the next one. See ya.